back to my channel. My name is Olivia Ebere. I'm coming to you guys in the flesh, in the raw. Like, this is a get ready with me video. Also, it's like my birthday, so I'm showing you guys like what I look like with my wrap on, because this is actually how I get ready most of the time. Like, I do not wear like my hair out when I'm getting ready. Like, normally have it wrapped so it's out of the way. But yeah, so I guess you guys will get ready with me and I'll tell you guys all about like what's going on, and I'll catch you guys up on everything. Anyway, before I even like got to this point, I already put on witch hazel. I use that as my toner because I have pores. And then I use the Soft by Nivea lotion. And that's it. And now we're gonna start. Let me go ahead. I'm not gonna walk you guys through my makeup routine because I'm not a pro. You will probably learn nothing from me. But yeah, I will show you guys, like if you guys ask me like what I was using. The only thing I think is really notable is the witch hazel and the Nivea cream thing. Because people like in real life always ask me, or like always comment on me having like good skin. So they always ask like what I use and stuff. So I figured you guys might want to know the kind of things that I use on my skin to get it like pretty clear. But yeah, so let me go ahead and update you guys on everything that has happened ever since I basically like disappeared off the face of the YouTube sphere. So I got into medical school. Yeah, guys, I got into medical school, so exciting. Yeah, it's like the best thing ever. I'm like super happy. But after like the first acceptance, which came in early February, I was like over the moon. I was so happy. I was just like so pleased. It was like everything that I, you know, had planned all this time like finally came to fruition. And I think, you know, like when you're just like, I was just so happy and I just wanted to like enjoy my time just like soaking in the joy. So I'm sorry it took me this long to tell you guys, but I'm telling you guys this because you guys are actually getting to see my new bathroom, because I am in my new apartment. So I moved to the city because my medical school is in the city of Atlanta. And I just like, you know, I wanted to be able to be super close to my school because I don't want to have a difficult time because of traffic or anything like that. So I moved closer to my school and I'm so happy, you guys. Like the place where I live, like I've always kind of wanted to live in this area like ever since I was a little girl, and like my dad and like, you know, my family and stuff, we would drive around Atlanta like doing little things and stuff. And I'd always like see this area and be like, I want to live here. And I don't know why I would say that, but I would always like say stuff like that, like I really want to live here. And it's kind of funny because like even when we were searching for apartments, this was honestly like my roommate's idea. Like it was like the place that my roommate chose, but I had like okay, let me tell y'all about my apartment. I'm actually gonna make like a whole video talking about like my whole apartment hunting, just like moving in experience, because it has been trash. Like it's honestly been trash, but it's done now kind of. So let's like try to be positive in this video because it's my birthday. So anyway, yeah, like it was actually her idea. This was actually like the 5th place that we toured that day when we went touring. And by then I was so tired. I was so over it. I didn't even want to see anywhere anymore. And she had actually like added this place at the last minute. And I was just like, at that point, I just didn't even care. I didn't even look at the freaking like, you know, apartments website. Like I didn't look at it on apartments.com. I was just like, whatever, like let's just go look at these apartments. And this one ended up being the one that I loved the most. I hated the service I got. So like when we got to the leasing office, they were not even there. We had an appointment, but they were late. So I guess like the guy who made the appointment with my roommate didn't tell the people who were actually gonna be in the office that day that like he made an appointment. So we basically showed up and there was no one there. So that was super, super, super annoying. And we ended up like loving it. So it was super annoying that we ended up loving the place that like we got the worst service at. But you know, life. Like, and we liked it for different reasons. Like we liked it, and obviously like you don't deal with the leasing office, like you don't really deal with them after you get your place. Like you really only deal with them before you get your place, and then while you're getting it, and then like when you're about to leave. And like I guess if you have like rent problems and stuff, but you don't really deal with them after that. And they're not our landlords because this isn't like that kind of apartment. So we really never have to see them. But yeah, they're like trash. Like they're honestly the worst. And it's funny because now, after talking to a lot of other people, I found out that like leasing offices are just like known to suck like across the board. Like everyone doesn't like their leasing office. I have to concentrate. Like I literally have not talked to one person who's like, oh yeah, I love my leasing office, they're great. Like everyone hates their leasing office. Like everyone thinks their leasing office is trash. So I think like leasing offices just across the board are trash and they don't care. Like they know they're trash and they don't make like any effort to be better because they're like, whatever, you still need a place to live. Like, so deal with us or like get lost and find somewhere else. Like, you know, but yeah, it's been a completely ridiculous situation. But yeah, so this is my new place. I'll probably do an apartment tour sometime in the winter because obviously like I just moved in literally last week and it like takes a while for an apartment to, you know, become like what you envisioned in your head and like what your Pinterest board is telling you it should be. So I'm not gonna give you guys any promises of like uploading anything soon about my apartment. I'll definitely do one in the winter though, because I feel like by the winter fall time, maybe fall if I'm lucky, but by the winter fall time I feel like I will have it like up to what I want. So we'll see. I hope it is because I really want to show you guys because like I really like this apartment. But yeah, anyway, so back to medical school, you guys. So I got into medical school and I'm starting in July, which is, you know, a month from now, and I'm just really excited. It's funny because like part of me is like, I can't wait for school to start, I'm so excited. And then the other part of me is like, I'm so scared, like school's gonna start, oh my God, like what am I gonna do? But whatever, I'm gonna be a doctor. That's all that matters. Like I'm going to medical school, it's like what I wanted. And yeah, so let me like go ahead and like tell y'all a quick little synopsis of, you know, the story. So I did not go to school for like a science degree. When I got to school, I knew medicine was something I was interested in because like growing up, I was always good at sciences. I was like, people were always telling me that like that was something that would make sense for me. And I would like say like, oh yeah, I'm gonna be a pediatrician. But like, I didn't really know anything about like pediatrics. I didn't know anything about medicine really. I just knew that like everyone told me that like that would make sense for me. So then like stuff happened where like I had like bad experiences with the doctor or like just like in the like, you know, people were getting sick or whatever. So it made me like be like very like anti-hospital and just like, I don't know, like just anti-medicine, I guess. Like I just felt like medicine like wasn't like what I thought it was. I thought medicine was about saving lives, but it just kind of seemed, I guess, like not as like pretty and like awesome as I thought. So I just kind of like lost interest. And I was also at a school where like I had like low-key imposter syndrome. So when I would take classes and stuff in the sciences, if like I didn't like get like a perfect A or whatever, I would be like, okay, like, you know, clearly this isn't for me because I'm not like, I didn't get an A on that test, you know, like I got a B or a C, God forbid. But like, you know, I was just like, I'm not good enough for this, so I'm just gonna like, you know, stick to art because that's what I know and that's what I'm good at. And that was like my main reason for like, you know, getting an art degree. And the thing is, like, I actually do, like, I love art. Also, guys, I didn't want to be in a position where I ended up, like, going into medicine and then, like, later on regretting it or feeling like I did it to, like, please my parents or something. So I just didn't, like, I just wanted to know that, like, if I go into medicine, like, this would be something that I really want. So while in college, I started, like, working with artists and just kind of, like, checking out that and seeing, like, if that was something that I wanted to do. And as I did it, I realized that it wasn't something I wanted to do. The freaking, like, I just didn't know. Like, I just had no idea that I would not like, you know, working in the art world. Like, I don't know, I just thought, like, after I decided I would do art, that, like, this would be, like, you know, the answer to all of my questions and that, like, this would be, like, the perfect thing for me. And that ended up being, like, very far from the truth. I didn't really appreciate, like, the hobnobbing that I had to do in art. Like, in art, you have to, like, you know, connections are, like, everything. And, like, the thing is, like, connections are everything in everything, but really in art, they're, like, a really big deal. And I didn't have any connections other than, like, you know, save for, like, my professors and stuff. But other than that, I didn't know any like, you know, big name people and stuff. And just feeling like, I guess I kind of just felt like my craft was dependent upon if like I, you know, met the right person. That was something that like really, really depressed me. Like my eyebrows are pissing me off. They're so weird. I should have done my eyebrows before getting on camera so I could like actually concentrate. Okay, I'll fix it later. But yeah, like I don't know, like I just didn't like that. Like I didn't like feeling like, you know, if I didn't like talk to the right person or like, you know the right person, that I'd basically like be screwed out of like, you know, certain jobs and stuff. So I don't know, I guess I just kind of just lost, I don't know, my excitement and like the love that I thought I would have for going into art. Like it just kind of went away. And then I ended up like meeting like this really cool like plastic surgeon while I was at school, like in college and stuff, and I just like shadowed him for a day, and I was like looking at what he was doing, and I was just like, wow, you know, like this is a lot like art, you know, like this form of medicine is a lot like art. And up until then, the only form of medicine I would ever think about was pediatrics, and at that point I had already decided that pediatrics was like never a thing I was going to do, because like I volunteered at like the Children's Hospital, and I'd also volunteered at the like American Cancer Society's like it's called the Hope Lodge. And I don't know, I'd like seen situations with children with cancer, and it just really, I guess, like depressed me and got to me in a way that I knew that like I would never, like, well, maybe never say never, because you never know, like I might actually get to medical school, and because I have a different mindset, like peds become something I end up doing. But after that whole thing, I was just like, okay, yeah, no. So after I decided peds wasn't for me, I also decided medicine wasn't for me, basically, because at that time all I could think of was peds. And I remember I would be talking to like, you know, old alumni of my school, because I also worked as like, you know, the student caller and stuff. And like older like doctor alumni that I would talk to would literally say to me like, oh yeah, like peds is good for women. So I literally in my mind I was like, well, I guess like peds is the only thing women can do. But that day that I met that plastic surgeon, I told him that like, you know, that I was actually really interested in like the work he was doing, and I thought it was really cool. And he actually like he didn't get me in touch with this woman, but he told me about this female plastic surgeon that he knew, and like kind of like told me her story, and basically, you know, told me like the stuff that happens in plastics, that like, you know, it is a boys club, like that is just like the facts, and that like if you're gonna go into plastics, you have to be like okay with that. Like plastics or reconstructive surgery, like those are both boys clubs. I'm more interested in reconstructive surgery, but you know, you go into like school, you know, most people go into school with like an idea of what they want, but you know, you may not match in exactly the thing that you want, but you know, what's pushing me is that plastics is what's pushing me, and reconstructive surgery, like that's what's pushing me. But I'm totally like open to matching elsewhere, but what's pushing my goal is plastics and reconstructive surgery. But yeah, he told me about this woman, and I just thought like, you know, I don't know, like I guess I didn't even consider, you know, surgery. I didn't like, I knew I loved surgery. Whenever I'd watch like, you know, surgeries on the internet and stuff, like I just thought surgery was so cool, and it blew my mind that I never even like thought that, like I never even like put two and two together, like surgery would make sense for you, Olivia, like it's art basically, like it's the closest thing you can get to art in medicine, like why didn't you think of that, like what were you doing? So after like talking to him, I went and talked to one of my advisors, because my school would give you two advisors. They'd give you like your main advisor for like what they think your major is going to be, but then they'd give you like an advisor, basically like someone who like you would go to for advice if like you didn't like your advisor, or like your actual like major advisor and you just didn't click for some reason, so you would go to that person. So I went to that person, and I was just telling her about like, you know, what I was thinking about, and she actually is like an art professor, so obviously she would have wanted me to go into art, but she basically agreed that like I was never fully in art. Like it would always seem to her that like I always had one foot in and one foot out with art, so she felt like I was, you know, making a good decision to maybe look into medicine instead, because it and especially like looking into surgery, because that would be combining two things that, you know, that I love, art and science. So I found out about these things called post-bac programs that I didn't even know existed. And they were basically for people like me who didn't, like, you know, do all of their prereqs. So like they're like basically like for people like me who didn't like finish all of their, or even like some people didn't even start, like do their prereqs in undergrad. So that's basically what I did. That same day I started looking for the programs, and then I actually started applying. By that point I was already kind of late in the application cycle because it was already like my spring semester. So I was like, okay, like I gotta get something because this is not showing up enough. I'm using the Becca highlighter, and normally this is like my favorite highlighter, but for what, okay, it's showing up now. Y'all can barely see it. Let me turn down the light so y'all can see it. So that is how I ended up like applying for my post-bac after I found out like what they were. And then I did a post-bac. I found the one that was gonna be the cheapest because post-bacs, like you don't really get any like financial aid for them because they're considered like just like additional schooling. So you can't really get any financial aid for post-bac. So I was like, I need to find the cheapest one. And that's how I ended up in like a state that I hadn't like barely ever even like knew existed. And I did the post-bac program, and that was an amazing experience. I loved my post-bac. I loved, like I didn't really care for the city I was in because it was literally in the middle of nowhere. But I loved my post-bac. I loved like my professors. They were amazing professors. Like they were honestly such great professors. Like it's crazy. They were more like teachers than professors, honestly. And it just really like gave me back, I guess, like hope. And in like that sort of schooling, because for a while I was just like, oh my gosh, like college professors are awful. Like they're terrible people. But yeah, those professors were amazing people. They really cared about like their students. They really wanted their students to excel. And yeah, it was just really great. I had a great experience. And then I came back home, and because of like the way the post-bac is set up, it's kind of like a, even though it's a cohort system, depending on when you start, you won't finish in time to actually apply for medical school. So when I came back, I had to wait like a whole nother year to apply, because by the time I was done, it was already the fall. So it was too late to apply. So I just decided to, instead of like risk applying and then not getting in, I decided to just go ahead and just wait and just work. And I was able to get a lot. I'm not using mascara, I'm just using like the little like lash better adhesive stuff, I don't know. But yeah, that's what I'm using to like hold my lashes in place, because I do have extensions, because I have like really curly lashes, and it's really hard for me to put on falsies. So whenever I can, I always, actually not whenever I can, whenever I have like a special thing, and it's literally usually like my birthday that I do this. Like I don't really do this any other time because they're super annoying and they're like kind of expensive and they don't last. So it's like you're paying all this money for something that's like not gonna even be there for a long time. This particular one that I'm using has like a little like black tint to it. So it helps the lashes like pop more. That way you don't have to like put on mascara. I know like some people put on mascara anyway. I just don't think, like I feel like I paid too much money for these things to risk doing anything that will make them like fall out faster than they're supposed to. So I don't put on mascara. But if you do and you see no problems, do you, boo? So yeah, I'm not gonna put on any eyeliner because I want to have like minimal makeup. I want to have like a kind of like natural kind of makeup look. So yeah, I'm not going to put on. I just like to make my beauty mark darker because it always kind of like gets hidden behind my foundation. So I'm basically almost done now. I'm just gonna spray this, my little dewy, because like that's the look I'm going for. I want to be dewy today. Okay. Anyway, so back to my story. So yeah, after my post-bac, I came back and I just worked in the hospital and clinics. And those were great experiences. Like, I really did learn a lot. And I feel like that played a huge role in me, like, getting into school, because I'm non-traditional. So I had to, like, show that I don't just, you know, think I want to do medicine. Like, I can actually be in the medical field. Like, I can work with, like, you know, medical professionals in the actual workplace. So yeah, and like also like with just your grades and your MCAT and stuff, also just like having like shadowing and working experience is really important too. Okay guys, so basically what I just did was I put on this thing called Stick. It's just like a little stick and it comes on very light, and then I just dabbed some Fenty in the middle and then just smeared it around, because Fenty is very pigmented and I don't need something that pigmented. So I'm almost done now, you guys. So I'm just gonna curl my hair and then put on my dress, and I'll show you guys my dress. So let me curl my hair and I'll be right back. Okay, so I've curled my hair. While I was doing that, I went and checked my phone because it's about time to go to the restaurant for dinner. And one of my friends texted me and she was like, all right, girl, I'll meet you at the restaurant. So I was like, she texted me earlier and was like, are we still carpooling? And I was like, yeah, I'll be at my place at 6 because we have to be at the restaurant by 6:30. And I knew that girl wasn't gonna be here at no 6. Like, I knew she wasn't gonna be here, but I just went ahead and told her that. But I knew I was like gonna get this message. Like, I knew I was gonna be surprised if she actually like showed up at my place on time. Part of me is like expecting like people to be late, and part of me is also like expecting us to not like be seated at this place. Let me like go ahead and just tell you. So we're going to Puff and Petals in Atlanta, and this is a place that is known to like not have a lot of seats for people, and basically like they tend to have problems with like not having space, and I'm already aware of this. So they open at 5, I think, or open at 6, and we're going at 6:30. So, and it's a Thursday, so hopefully it's not going to be like that packed, but you never know, because remember, it's the city and you never know. Like, there's probably tons of other birthdays or something, I don't know. But yeah, it's a really cute place. I liked the aesthetic of it when I was looking at it online, but if that ends up not working out, then I'm not gonna trip about it. I'm not gonna be super, you know, like dramatic about it. We can then just like go somewhere else and maybe just like Uber or just drive to another restaurant, because there's tons of restaurants in Atlanta. Sometimes I think there's too many restaurants in Atlanta. Like, there's too many choices. Like, it's just like, oh my gosh, what am I gonna get? There's so many choices, you know? But yeah, I guess like before I show you guys what I'm wearing, to just like finish off the conversation about like school and stuff, I don't know. I think like looking back, I'm kind of glad that I did it this way, and like I'm glad I didn't just like go to medical school and didn't try the art thing, because I think then I would have always wondered like, well, what if I would have been happier in art? But now, because I've worked in medicine, I've like, you know, not actually as a doctor, but like because I've worked with doctors and I've seen more of medicine in a more realistic way, I've been really able to appreciate it. And now I know that like, okay, this is something I really want to do. And I don't know, I think for me that's way better than like coming in as an undergrad, like just straight out, going into it thinking that that's like how I'll make other people happy, and then like finding out that like maybe it didn't make me happy, or not really like understanding like what like my main focus was going to be while doing it. Like, now I know that like even the fact that I know that like plastics is what I want to focus on, that's not something I would have known if I didn't like take the time to figure it out. Like, I could have easily thought it was like gonna be something else that I was gonna focus on, you know? So let me go put on my outfit and then I'll show you guys what I'm wearing. Be right back. Okay, you guys, so this is the outfit that I chose. It's not focusing. It's not focusing. Oops, let me try to get it to focus on me. Okay, so this is it. It's a dress. Let me flip it over so you guys can see the whole thing. Sorry, I'm just holding up my whole tripod because I don't have the time to take it off. But yeah, it's really cute. It's really girly. I really like it. And yeah, you guys will see like better pictures because I'll pop them in. But I cannot wait to see you guys in the next video. I will try to post next Sunday. Illy! Gonna do a half heart. Bye! So by now I had already gotten ready and I took a picture in front of my empty apartment. And this is our appetizer and that is my entree. And then this is my little birthday shot. It's so cute. So we ended up actually getting the restaurant. I was super happy. And this is me just doing a little boomerang with my balloons. And these are all my friends that came to my dinner. And I had the best time ever. And I cannot wait to see you guys next time. Bye.